Mr. Washington, when last we were in court, I asked you a question about what, if anything, that the defendant told you about a police search of his house involved in the investigation.
Okay.
What, if anything, did he tell you about a search of his home?
Well, he told me that you guys had raided his house or whatever, and that you had found a nice amount of money and a little bit of weed.
And what did he tell you about? What, if anything, did the defendant tell you about where his house was, and did he describe his house to you in some way?
He told me that he lived in Mequon and that he owned his house. He said it wasn't big as everybody else's house, just a small little house, but he owned it.
Okay. Was there a time when you were observing the defendant when it appeared to you he was having a nightmare?
Yes.
And what do you remember about that incident?
I remember I was laying there the night before. I told him about it the next day, but I was laying there and I was reading my book and I heard him shout in his sleep before he woke himself up.
Oh no! Now it's gonna be
what did he shout that you heard?
He said, "Die, die, die, motherfucker."
Oh, bull fucking shit!
As best you remember?
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
so,
bullshit! I don't believe that for a fucking second.
You don't find him credible? I think he's so credible.
These words he said.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and so if you know about how long after that happened, did you bring it up to him?
I brought it up to him the next day.
Okay, and what did you say to him about it?
I pretty much told him, I asked him about the situation about that he was locked up about, and I told him that he was talking in his sleep or yelling about some stuff in his sleep, and he was like, "What did I say?" And I pretty much told him what he said, and he's like, "Yeah, you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you said it." So I asked him a question. I'm like, "Did you do it?" Like, what? You know what I'm saying? I think you did it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We went from there.
And
yes,
so
I
what did
killed
the defendant
Hitler in my
respond?
dream.
He said,
Oh
I
my
think
God.
you did it based on the nightmare. What did he say?
I told him to look me in my eyes and tell me that you didn't do it. And he jumped down from the bed and he looked me in my eyes and he said, "I did it." He said,
"Oh, fuck off."
That's the reason I have the nightmares. I'm unable to sleep at night because I think about it all the time.
Wow.
Was there a discussion at some point where the defendant said to you, "Is it that obvious?"
Yes, he did.
And
A little bit leading there.
Objection leading.
Not me.
The very definition of leading.
Exactly.
Rephrase your question.
When, if ever, did the defendant say to you?
Oh, that's a
"Is it
lazy
that
ass
obvious?"
fucking way. Oh, fuck.
Objections. Same exact same question.
Okay, Elaine fucking Bretterhoff.
That's taught in some law schools that's not a leading question. Others, like the one I attended, say it is.
Way to go,
So
Elaine
it's not
Bretterhoff.
firmly settled, but
Fucking PA.
I do think in the final analysis, it tends to suggest an answer, so the objection is sustained.
You dickweed.
In the
This guy.
discussion that you had where he looked you in the eye and said he did it, what else did he say? Meaning the defendant.
Well, after we had talked and I told him, I basically knew he had did it, because I've been around killers. I know killers like pretty much, and he seems like a killer. I pretty much asked him like, how did you do it?
Oh, he
What
seems like a
Judge,
killer.
I'm going to object here.
Yeah.
Convict him on the spot. He's going to jail.
Get him
He
off
has
the
no way of
fucking
knowing
stand.
Who's a killer and who
Get
isn't,
him off
other
the
than where he
fucking
has personal
stand.
knowledge,
Wow.
His opinion.
such as something he would have observed with his own senses.
Well, it's not like he has anything to gain from this testimony.
and
He's just
then
being a
there's
good, honest
People might
citizen.
make their statement based upon the hearsay that we talk about all the time, and that's not even been stated here. So he's making a judgment just based upon
Bullshit.
no basis at all, really, in fact, that would ever be considered admissible in a court. So please disregard that entire statement. Any question?
Get him off
Thank
the
you.
stand.
So when you asked the defendant, how did he do it? What was said next? What did the defendant tell you?
Well, he spoke indirectly. Starting off, he wasn't pretty much trying to say everything that he did. I felt like he was held back, but he said that, well, if you gotta know a person, you gotta learn a person, you gotta be able to know, where they live, how they move when they leave, what they drive. And then he told me, one way of knowing when a person is gonna be a certain area is GPS tracking. And he told me
Look at his face.
Amazon
Oh my
sells
God.
GPS tracking that you can put on people's car.
Did he use a phrase to describe the circumstances of his case?
What do you mean?
Did he, at some point were you aware of a nickname that some people had given the defendant?
Yes.
And at some point, what nickname did you hear people address the defendant with occasionally?
A lot of times people would say Houdini or Zach Houdini, or, just telling me about who my cellie was.
And and was this a nickname that you did you understand why this nickname was given to the defendant?
Yes, I did.
And why was it?
Objection.
What's the relevance?
What
of
on
this
earth is the
nickname?
basis?
Because of what the defendant's reaction is to the nickname. So my offer of proof is when the defendant
Wait,
was
no, Judge.
Well,
I-
no,
I-
he's talking.
No, but I
He's
think,
talking.
okay.
when the defendant was confronted with this
Not in front of the
nickname,
jury.
He according
Not
to,
in front of the jury.
no.
witness
Not
there
in
was a
front of the jury.
Jesus.
that is
Shut
that is
up.
relevant.
Judge, I think that we had, the fact the court instructed us to not go into all of this
Well,
arguing about evidence in
well,
front of the
yeah.
jury.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you. Oh my God. I want to know what Law and Cuck is saying about this right now.
Jesus
Like,
fucking Christ.
oh man, this is bad. This is
I
really
think-
bad.
The last question was started with a Y as a word. Why?
Oh, where's the law and cuck chat? Oh well, I want to see what they were saying.
Pardon me?
Damn it.
Why don't you start with a new question?
When the defendant was called Houdini by individuals,
Oh, wow.
how did the defendant react?
He never denied it. He just would laugh it off, or just go on about his day.
And did the defendant talk about why people were calling him Houdini and describe, what that was about to you?
Yes, he said they called him Houdini because of his case, basically because he made a body disappear, they
Oh.
say, and everybody called him Houdini because of it.
That's
And
not what Houdini did, you
What
fuck
can you say
stain.
about how he was acting when he described that to you? Was he sad, regretful, just neutral? Was he proud? Describe his reaction as he had that discussion with you.
Me, I think he was kind of like proud, but not really showing it. Like he kind of smiled it off. I mean, in jail, like you when you're around people, you got to have like this kind of name for yourself. I don't know. Everybody fighting the same battle in there, so everybody fighting different cases, and he kind of like his case is big, and because of it, everybody know him. So he kind of like wear that jacket a little bit. He doesn't admit it to everybody, but he does wear the jacket, in my opinion.
I mean, my nickname in college was Napoleon.
And,
Obviously,
what, if anything,
I was responsible
did
for the
defendant
French
tell
Revolution.
you about the circumstances on how he committed the crime? So you've already talked about, he said it took a lot of work. You got to follow the person's patterns, trackers from Amazon. You said all that. So what did he tell you ultimately? Were any of the circumstances he told you
I'm
about
sorry for
how
cursing
he
Allison
did it?
Holmes' dad, but I'm angry.
Yeah, he ultimately pretty much just told me that.
Well, I don't want to hear testimony. He pretty much just told
Okay,
me.
well,
I'm not scolding you. I'm just
Okay.
telling you. You can quote exactly what was said,
Correct.
but we don't want your
pretty much.
conclusion pretty much told. Okay.
Okay.
And Judge, a witness is not going to be able to exactly quote. We're not computers, so he's going to say, "Here's what I believe I was told." Right?
Well, I understand your point is legitimate.
Okay, so
However, that's a flashing warning sign when someone states he pretty much said thus and so. You may be able to access the information you seek with a different question, but we're 9 days into this trial.
Yeah.
We don't want to ignore flashing warning signs.
Okay.
Just
So
get him off the
what
fucking
did the
stand.
defendant tell you about how he committed the case that he's charged with, and what the circumstances were?
He said that he had seen this person, and he said he stabbed him, and he blacked out. He said he stabbed him, he stabbed him, and I just blacked out. And he said he eventually wrapped the body up in garbage bags and got rid of the trash. He threw the trash out.
Okay.
And I asked him, what did he mean by that? And I said, what, like dumpster or trash? And he said, once it's gone, it's gone.
So rather than blunt force trauma being beat with a baseball bat or some other blunt instrument and
uh,
rolled up in a carpet,
what, if
he was
anything, did the
stabbed and
defendant
rolled up
say
in
about
plastic bags?
whether after?
They're going to eat this fucker
killing this
alive on
person-
cross-examination.
Well, all right. So
I cannot wait for Cross.
They're going to eat him alive.
based on what you've said, putting in trash bags, it won't be found. Did you ask him any follow-up questions about things like how he moved the body?
Of course he did.
Yes.
Okay. And what did the defendant tell you about how he moved the body of this person?
Well, I asked him, like, cause I'm like, you did this by yourself, pretty much. Well, you did this by yourself, and he said yes. He said he took him on his own. He didn't have his help with his brothers, because you guys said that his brothers was involved with this. He said he did not have any help. He did it all by himself. And I'm looking at him.
What?
Like, okay, don't look. I don't know if he was telling me the truth or not, because
Look
was not
at
a
the
big guy, but he
defendant.
said,
Look at the
you should have
defendant.
seen me before
He wants
I
to
came in here.
kill
He was
this
like,
guy.
I was real cut. I was healthy. I was
This is
strong.
bullshit.
When I first came in here, everybody was calling me Superman. So I'm like, oh.
And did he say, other than his own strength, did he say any other reason why
Bullshit.
he felt like he'd been able to do it himself?
Other than strength and adrenaline, that's everything he said.
Now, did you ask him, what, if anything, came up about why he did this? Why would he end this person's life?
He said to get back at his kid's mother.
And what did he tell you any more about that?
Yeah, he said that he was angry with a bunch of different things, but he said she kind of bragged about this other guy and that she was happy.
This is horseshit.
He didn't really want his
Notice
kids around
how this jailhouse rat, this rat fuck, this snitch, has asked all of the important
Other than the
questions
details
that a
you've described so
prosecutor
far, did
seeking
he
a
provide
conviction
any other
would ask.
details to you about the offense or any other of the circumstances of this case, other than what you've said so far?
He didn't really speak much. He told me what he told me, but he did say, no case. I mean, no body, no case. And that was
Oh my
where
God.
he left it at, pretty much.
Now, when you were originally debriefed by the government,
Mhm.
were you asked about whether you knew of any other crimes?
Yes,
Part of that? Okay. And that was back in 2022, correct?
correct.
And did you bring this particular incident that you have told us you heard from the defendant, did you bring that up originally when you talked to authorities?
I thought about it, but I did not.
Okay, so can you describe to the jury why
He thought about it.
you had already been confessed to by the defendant, why when you were debriefed in 2022 you didn't choose to share this with anybody, any authorities?
Good question.
Initially, I didn't know if me being federal, that would be something that I could use. And then I also didn't want to deal with everything that came with it. Like being,
What do you mean by that?
Sure.
like being put out in the open, like over the news, all over the media, that comes with risk factors. That's a lot of stuff that I wasn't really know if I was ready to deal with.
So, best you remember, had you told anyone about what the defendant had told you up until just a few months ago?
No.
Okay. So do you have an attorney in your case?
Yes, sir.
And who's the first person that you decided finally to share this information with? Who'd you tell first? Hey, I know some facts about what Zachariah Anderson did.
My lawyer.
Okay. And did you,
Of course
and what were your instructions to that person? So when you told them, did you ask that person, hey, tell somebody this, or what happened?
I talked to him about, because like I said before, he asked me, what all did I know at this time? Like, are you sure you don't know anything else? And I pondered about bringing that up again, and I brought it up to him. I was like, well, I do know something. And he said he was going to look into it, and he got back to me, and he told me you really should speak up about it.
And after hearing that from your lawyer, did you, what decision did you make?
I spoke up about it.
I'm disappointed he didn't say that he was afraid that Houdini would disappear him too.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I was expecting. This is bullshit. Who the hell is buying this? I mean, oh my God.
I hope the jury's not. I mean, I hope to God they're not.
If they are, I mean, okay, this is also the jury that acquitted Kyle. This is not the same jury, but this is Kenosha. And people in Kenosha acquitted Kyle Rittenhouse because they knew that those charges were bogus. So I
During
hope
the time that you
this jury
roomed
is
with
as
the
smart.
defendant, describe his sleeping habits if you can.
He barely
Why?
sleeps. That was one of the reasons we was able to get along. I mean, we both had different schedules. Well, he didn't sleep really at all.
Objection relevance.
What
Goes to the discussion of the nightmares that he had, and is a part of the discussion where
Overall.
go ahead.
He didn't even get his
Yeah,
explanation.
well,
out.
he barely sleeps.
That's
Like I
not-
say, before I got in the room with Zach, he had told me from the dribble, like, dude, if you snore or anything, I can't be sealed up with you. I'm either go to the hole or you gonna go to the hole, because I barely sleep at night, and when I do sleep, I like to stay asleep. And I'm like, okay, so being in the cell with him, it worked out fine. That's why we was pretty much good cellies, because I stay up all night and he stays up all night, so he goes to sleep first. By the time he falls asleep or drift off for a little bit, I fall to sleep too, and it's pretty much breakfast after that.
He falls asleep.
Yeah. And then it's pretty much breakfast after that.
He's intelligent enough to ask whether he could use this
I have
in,
no
in
further
a
questions.
federal case.
Cross-examine?
Or
Oh,
consider
all right.
federal
Here we
charges.
go.
Oh my God, this is okay. I wish I had
Who's
popcorn.
doing it?
I
I
do
hope
have
she just-
tequila. Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, I owe Jonathan a shot, and then
I'm
I'm
gonna get
ready
my-
for fucking alcohol at this
I'm
point.
gonna
That
get my
was just-
shot glass. I'm getting my shot glass. I'll be right back.
As you wish.
Cheers, Jonathan. Thank you so much for that earlier $100 super chat. This is utter horseshit. Utter horseshit.
Show this counsel to us before.
Wow. Let's go. Jonathan, what, if anything, detected? God, my blood pressure is pounding right now. I mean, seriously. Fuck. My heart's not beating that fast. It just feels like it is. Nick Campbell, the DA went to Elaine Brederhoff School of What If Anything line of questioning, and the judge made him eat his lunch. Unhung hero, let me ask a question. How is this admissible? It's bullshit. And jailhouse confessions, these jailhouse rat fucks, they're all absolute horseshit. They're all lying to get their sentences reduced.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Per usual, I was just joking. Chandler should get in chat. I don't know what her at is, but I'll collect on those shots today.
All right, I got one for you, Brandon.
Next up, Ouija board confessions to the guards. Wine moms are like, I get the same killer vibe, says Legendary Racing. A conservative Husker, Jeff is so emotionally invested in the defense's success. Fail. Just in case there's any question, no, I'm yelling to get him off the stand because it's improper, not because I want the defense to do it and succeed.
This is one of the funniest testimonies I've ever seen. Did you take your shot already?
Oh no, I'm sipping gently.
Okay.
No shots. I'm sipping.
Okay. I'll sip along.
Sipping a Glenfiddich 18-year scotch. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, I'm not saying that because I want to get off the stand, get him off the stand because I want the defense to win. I'm saying because he shouldn't be there. They told him the brothers were involved. Yeah, I caught that. I'm glad you caught that. They said the brother. He didn't say the brothers were involved because you guys told me he wasn't involved or something like that. He got tripped up somehow on that brothers being involved. Oh Lord. C. Suitor. No one can actually believe this guy, correct? I fucking hope not. I seriously fucking hope not.
You'd have to be very stupid. But
Vermillionaire. This is the best witness ever, lol. It's not fucking funny anymore. This guy is so bad it's no longer funny. Convict him on dreams, nicknames, and a lot of coaching. Can't wait for Cross. We're about to get it, I hope. No way he's telling this guy anything. Yeah, this is effing bonkers, says J. Kyle. Or Jakal, however you want to pronounce that. I feel sick watching it. Me too. I'm livid. Moral of the story: the system will blow your back out. Yep.